Good Saturday morning, everyone. Todd Warren here in the Forecast Center with another update on Tropical Storm Barry on this Saturday morning, as we do have the latest advisory, which includes a new update on the forecast from the National Hurricane Center, as we have seen a shift in the forecast track a bit more to the west, and that is going to impact the ArkLaTex a bit. Let's give you the latest particulars on Barry. Really nothing has changed overnight, as we still have Barry, which is moving towards the west-northwest at 5 miles per hour. We have seen a bit of a pickup in the forward speed, but still moving very slowly. Maximum sustained wind still sitting at 65 miles per hour as the storm getting closer to the coast of South Louisiana. Here's a look at the latest forecast track. Again, it has shifted a bit to the west as we're looking at the system grazing the eastern parishes of north central Louisiana, including parts of Natchitoches, Claiborne, and Bienville parishes during the day tomorrow. We'll see it move through, especially during the afternoon, move through the eastern sections of the ArkLaTex. Then it continues to slide its way towards the north through Arkansas and into Missouri by the time we get into Tuesday morning. And still there is some possibility that we could see the track shift even more to the west. So again, we're going to have to keep an eye on the progress of Barry. As the farther west that track does go, the farther west the storm goes, the more rain that we will pick up and moving through the next couple of days. But it still looks like the worst of the rain probably will fall to the east of the ArkLaTex. Here's a look at Futurecast and show you what we're going to be looking at as far as rainfall. We'll see a few bands move through during the course of the afternoon. Again, scattered brief periods of rain, and then the more persistent rains will begin to affect basically the eastern half of the ArkLaTex very late tonight. It will increase tomorrow morning, and then you can see as the storm continues to move to the north, we'll see the persistent rain shift to the north as well. Tomorrow night, you can see some of the feeder bands of basically moving into southwest Louisiana up towards Monroe by tomorrow night, and then as what's left of Barry moves northward, we'll begin to see some of those bands affect us even into Monday. So we're looking at off and on periods of rain here for the next couple of days as Barry makes its way through the region. Now looking at wind, first of all for today, as we are looking at winds, you can see today probably looking at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Could see a few gusts closer to 30, and then tomorrow, as Barry progresses its way into north central Louisiana, you can see those wind speeds increasing even more, 15 to 20 during the late night hours tonight. We will see those gusts, which will continue in that 10 to 20 mile per hour range. We could see some gusts in excess of 30 miles per hour over the eastern edge of the area, close to the center of Barry. But again, the stronger winds probably going to be on the east side of that track in northeast Louisiana, but nonetheless we could have a few tropical storm gusts over the eastern edge of the area, which could result in a few power outages in that particular part of the region as well. And then we'll see obviously what's left of Barry move on off towards the north, and the winds will subside. As far as the latest on rainfall, here's a look at the latest numbers from Futurecast. You can see that with that westerly movement in the track, we are now looking at the possibility of seeing 1 to 2 inches of rainfall possibly in both Shreveport as well as Texarkana. These numbers here from Futurecast, and notice over the eastern edge of the area we could be looking at rainfall totals generally speaking in the 2 to 5 inch range, with the heaviest totals, if this were to verify, down in Natchitoches Parish extending up into Bienville Parish. So again, the threat of flooding is something that we'll be watching for moving through the weekend. This goes through Tuesday, so we're not looking at 3 inches of rain tonight or tomorrow. It's going to be over the course of several days. As far as another model does shift, I'm not going to show you that one because it's further to the west. But as far as the possibility of flooding, you can see this graphic has changed as well. Notice that slight risk now does include Shreveport, just for the possibility that we could see that track shift a bit more to the west. But you can see the main threat for flooding will be northeast Louisiana, southeast Arkansas, and especially parts of Mississippi. Now, as far as Monday is concerned, you can see that risk for the flooding shifts to the north. As the remnants move to the north, the risk here probably will decrease across most of the ArkLaTex moving forward through Monday. So again, we're going to have to watch the eastern edge of the area during the course of the next couple of days. As far as severe weather risk, not too concerned about today. Tomorrow, again, a low-end chance that will shift to the north as we go through your Monday. So changes since the last advisory. The forecast track from the National Hurricane Center has shifted a bit to the west. as now looks like the center of Barry could skirt across the very eastern edge of the ArkLaTex here, moving through basically very late tonight into Sunday afternoon. We'll see it move across the eastern edge of the area. That part of the ArkLaTex could see 2 to 5 inches of rainfall. An inch, maybe 2 possible in Shreveport and Texarkana, and amounts will be much lighter as you work your way into east and northeast Texas. So that's the latest of Barry. Keep it here on ArkLaTexHomepage.com as we continue to get further updates from the National Hurricane Center throughout the course of the weekend.